pregnancy isn't an illness, you know. You think someone will come and help you when you're acting sick? My husband Bob harshly threw those words at me while I was suffering from morning sickness. What the? He doesn't even know how I feel. Amid my struggle to understand, divine retribution struck Bob, who had so callously disregarded me. My name is Lisa. My husband Bob and I met at work and we got married. Leaving work is customary for women after getting married, but I continued to work. 3 years into our marriage, I became pregnant with our long-awaited first child. The day I found out I was pregnant, I told Bob right away. Bob, we're going to have a baby. In response, his eyes widened. Wait, seriously? I'm going to be a dad? I went to the doctor today. I'm 8 weeks pregnant. Whoa, seriously? I can't wait for our baby. Thank you, Lisa. He hugged me tightly and pledged, I'm going to do my best to be a good dad. A few days later, we also told our in-laws. They always said, a child is a gift from God, and made sure not to pressure me. I wanted to share the news with them as soon as possible. Lisa, thank you. I didn't think we would meet our grandchild this soon. I'm really happy. Aren't you too, dear? Yes, indeed. It feels like a dream to see our Bob become a father. Thank you so much. My in-laws were moved to tears. My mother-in-law, who obviously had experienced giving birth too, regularly would ask if I was okay, always caring for my well-being. A gentle husband, wonderful in-laws. We're going to build such a happy family together. So I thought. But 2 weeks after finding out about my pregnancy, something suddenly changed in my body. Oh, I feel sick. Could this be morning sickness? I felt nauseous, whether I was awake or asleep, and the constant feeling of nausea at work made it hard to eat properly, causing my health to decline rapidly. I had decided to work up until maternity leave, but I couldn't continue working at this rate. I decided to talk to my husband. Bob, can we talk for a second? What's up? Actually, I'm having a hard time with morning sickness. I'm thinking about quitting my job instead of waiting till it's time to take maternity leave. Oh, really? Well, if that's what you've decided, why not? Huh? Yeah, thank you. I was somewhat taken aback at how easily he accepted it. Maybe he respects my feelings that much. I had already decided to quit after giving birth, so he might just see it as that happening a bit sooner. My parents live far away, and considering their poor health, I'm not planning on traveling back home to give birth. Although I'm anxious about having my first child, I'm sure I can get through it if my husband is with me. I spent my days believing this. 1 month later. It took a while to get done with the handover process, but I was able to quit my job smoothly. Now I just need to stay rested until the due date. But my health didn't improve at all. At first, I was doing as much housework as I could, but as my belly grew, it became more and more difficult. Bob, I'm sorry, can I just serve bread for breakfast starting tomorrow? When I asked my husband, he turned around with a surprised face. Huh? Why? I'm giving you money for living expenses, right? No, it's not about the budget. I'm feeling sick with morning sickness. It's really hard to get up in the morning. I'll buy the bread. Feel free to make whatever else you like. You mean you want me to prepare my own breakfast? Huh? So you want to sleep in while I prepare my own breakfast and head to work? No, I didn't mean it like that. Whoa, unbelievable. Here I am, working my tail off every day for you, Lisa. And the moment you become a stay-at-home wife, you start slacking off on housework. Must be nice. With that, my husband left the living room. Why? Why would he say something like that? It's not like I asked to get morning sickness. I'm only enduring these rough days to nurture our baby. Holding back my pent-up emotions, I cried alone. Someday, he'll surely understand. I forced myself to believe that. Time passed, and I finally entered the last few weeks of pregnancy. With a belly so large that I could no longer see my feet, I was doing my best to manage the household chores. Bob, I'm sorry, could you take out the trash today? One morning, I asked my husband as he was about to leave for work. Huh? Trash? Don't you usually take it out yourself, Lisa? Well, yes, but today's trash is quite full and heavy. My belly has been aching since the morning, and I was hoping you could just help me out this one time." The next moment, my husband uttered unbelievable words. "You're a housewife, right, Lisa? Who do you think you are?" What? What does he mean by, "Who do you think you are"? What is he asking me right now? Without waiting for my response, he continued. "I've been thinking this for a while, but being pregnant isn't an illness, right? So why are you acting like you're having such a hard time?" Acting? What are you talking about? I'm genuinely in pain. "That's the thing. You keep pretending to be sick so people will help you, don't you? Lisa, I never knew you were so cunning. I'm a bit shocked." Wait a minute, that's not it at all. I may not be sick, but it's true that I'm in pain, and my belly is so heavy. Let me tell you straight, you're pampered just because you're pregnant. Lately you've been cutting corners with cooking and cleaning. That's not a good housewife, you know. Asking your husband to take out the trash before he goes to work? Are you out of your mind? With that, he left for work. I could feel my shock towards him gradually turning into anger. Who the hell does he think he is? I'm literally carrying your child inside me. I'm not asking him to stay by my side at all times. But is it too much to ask for a little consideration? At that point, I stopped relying on my husband. Though I was worried about the baby, it was better than arguing with my husband and being made to feel bad about myself. After that, I did the household chores without pushing myself too much, and a month later, I gave birth to our daughter Mina without any issues. My newborn baby was incredibly cute, and that was enough to blow away all the pain from delivery. Even my husband, who hadn't helped at all during my pregnancy, adored Mina, and I was glad he did. But all he does is adore her, that's it. He doesn't change diapers, doesn't feed our baby, doesn't soothe her when she cries. There, good girl. Mina, you're so adorable. Oh, you smiled. You have bright eyes like me. You're the cutest in the world. Huh? She's about to cry. Lisa, quick, take her. He cuddles and spoils our daughter only when she's in a good mood, and hands her off to me when she starts fussing. He doesn't care even when I'm busy with housework. Whenever it suits him, he hands off our daughter. I can't even be efficient with housework. On top of that, I'm hardly getting any sleep from having to breastfeed every 3 hours. I'm constantly feeling foggy when awake, just as exhausted as when I was pregnant. Then one day, I was nursing our daughter as usual when I got a text from my husband who was in the bedroom. Can you come here for a second? Come here for a second? I'm right here in the living room. I'm struggling with a headache from lack of sleep and doing my best to breastfeed. Just as I was getting annoyed, another text came urging me to hurry up. Waiting for our daughter to fall asleep, I headed to the next room where my husband was. Upon opening the door, I found my husband wrapped up in his comforter. As soon as he saw my face, he frowned and said, Something's wrong, I have a headache. Can you bring me some water? Isn't that because you were drinking late last night? To my sigh of exasperation, my husband retorted in an irritated tone. What? You want to say it's a hangover? It's not like that. I got sick or something. Just hurry up and bring me a glass of water. What's with that attitude? Why are you always so bossy? Huh? What about you? You see your husband in pain, but won't even bring him a glass of water? You're the worst. It was then that I felt myself falling out of love with my husband. This is no joke. Only talking to me when he needs something. He was so cold to me during my pregnancy. This is it. I'm not putting up with him anymore. I pulled out my phone and called my in-laws. Sorry to bother you all of a sudden. Is that you? Bob is suffering from a severe headache. Yes, that's right. He's fussing that he's sick. Can you come over? My husband was staring at me with a puzzled expression. After hanging up the phone, I said to my husband, Your mom and dad are on their way here now. Inviting my folks over? You're overreacting. Overreacting? You were the one complaining that you're ill, right? But still, there's no need to call for my parents. I just wanted some water. If you want water, can't you get it yourself? What's with that attitude? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? That's what I should be asking you. I raised my voice unexpectedly, causing my husband to flinch. Don't yell like that. It's making my headache even worse, you know. So what? You never considered my feelings when I was suffering, so why do I have to be considerate of yours when you're hurting? Don't you think that's unfair? Oh, I won't let you say you've forgotten. You ignored me when I was suffering from morning sickness, even when I asked for a bit of help with the housework. To top it all off, you said, What makes a housewife so special? Well, that was... Who the hell do you think you are? I've been doing everything in my power for the last 10 months to nurture our child in my belly. Oh, calm down, Lisa. Pregnancy is a thing of the past, right? There's no point bringing that up now. As he smirked, I stared at him coldly and continued. A thing of the past? Who said it was only about pregnancy? Huh? Hasn't it been the same since our daughter was born? You never help out with household chores, always dumping our baby's care on me. All you do is dote on her. You don't do anything else. What? That's not true. I take care of our daughter too. Take care of her? How? You're going to tell me you're parenting? Just so you know, all you're doing is spending a little time with her when she's in a good mood. The moment she starts to cry, you dump her on me. Never changed a diaper or fed her a bottle. Which part of that is parenting, huh? Tell me. That's... While I was grilling my silent husband, the doorbell rang. His parents were standing there, looking concerned. After leading them to our bedroom, I turned to them and said, I'm sorry to bring this up so soon after you've arrived, but I've decided to divorce Bob. What? The three of them opened their mouths at the same time. Lisa, divorce? Why on earth? After all that, I still had to explain myself all over again to my husband, who seemed incapable of understanding his wrongs. Why don't you get it? During my pregnancy and even after our child was born, you never once offered me any support. But that's not true, You said to me, pregnancy isn't an illness. You're being too dependent just because you're pregnant. Even when I was dealing with morning sickness and couldn't do any of the housework, you wouldn't help with even the smallest tasks, like taking out the trash. After Mina was born, you didn't help with diapers or feeding her. How am I supposed to continue living with someone like you? Hold on, not in front of my parents. Just then, my mother-in-law, who had been listening to our conversation, chimed in with great rage. What's going on? Bob, please explain. Is everything Lisa just said true? Well, that's, Speak up now. Did you really tell Lisa pregnancy is an excuse while she was pregnant? Did you really say such horrible things? No, that's not it. Lisa was pretending to be sicker than she actually was. Pretending? You do realize that pregnancy symptoms vary from person to person, and some women do suffer terribly from morning sickness. Are you even aware of that? Of course, I know about morning sickness, but not being able to do any housework, that's ridiculous. Hearing my husband desperately trying to defend himself, my father-in-law, who had been silent until now, muttered under his breath. Unacceptable. My mother-in-law started trembling, then yelled at my husband, who was making excuses. Enough already! You're always acting so bossy, even though you've never experienced pregnancy. You have no idea how life-threatening childbirth is. My husband was stunned, probably not expecting his own mother to yell at him like this. His mouth hung open in surprise. My mother-in-law did not stop. How can you behave this way towards Lisa, who carried and nurtured your child for nearly a year? I'm ashamed as a mother. Despite having such a beautiful daughter, you haven't even once changed a diaper or fed her. You've failed as a father. Mom, hang on. I won't wait. You've made Lisa wait all this time, haven't you? If Lisa wants a divorce, then the least you can do is listen to her for once. You foolish son. With that final blow from his mother, my husband was defeated. I went and got the divorce papers and made my husband sign them in front of my in-laws. And so my marriage life came to an end. After the divorce, I planned to go back to my parents' house. As I was leaving, my in-laws hugged me numerous times. Lisa, we're so sorry about our stupid son. We really apologize. It's not something that can be fixed with an apology, but we're truly sorry. It's not your fault. You've been very kind to me and I appreciate it. I'm the one who should apologize for things turning out this way. No, it's okay. We think this is for the best for you and Mina. That's right. Please feel free to visit us anytime you want. Of course, I appreciate everything you've done for me. With a final word of gratitude, I parted ways with my former in-laws. Even now, after some time has passed since the divorce, I still keep in touch with them. They seem to have cut all ties with my ex-husband Bob. We met at work, so when the reasons for our divorce got out, Bob found himself on thin ice at the office. Did you hear about Bob? His wife left him because he didn't help out with their baby at all. Even before that, he didn't do anything when she was pregnant, despite his claims of being a modern hands-on dad. Seriously? No wonder she divorced him. In this awkward atmosphere, Bob had no choice but to keep his head down and carry on with his work. After all, he has no other option. He has to keep paying child support until our daughter turns 18. It may seem like I've taken her father away from her, but I have no regrets. I believe our daughter Mina will understand when she grows up. From now on, I'll do my best to raise her with my